Hello, dear listeners. Welcome back to Dear Listeners, your safe little corner in this noisy world. I'm your host, Sunita Rawat, and today we are going to have a conversation that may feel a little uncomfortable at first, but trust me, it's a hug in disguise. Today's episode is called Comfort is Killing You. Sounds harsh, I know. But don't worry, I won't scream at you. I won't say get up at 4 a.m. and eat raw broccoli. No. This isn't a gym motivational video. This is just a gentle, honest reminder that the very things keeping us comfortable are the same things slowly stealing our growth. Now, let me ask you a small question. Have you ever pressed the snooze button and then woken up feeling even more tired? Have you ever binged watched a whole series and said afterward, why did I waste my time? Or maybe have you avoided speaking in English because you didn't want to sound wrong, even though deep inside you wanted to try? If yes, welcome to the club, the Comfort Club. And here is the catch. Comfort is so kind, so soft, so cozy that you don't even realize when it becomes a trap. You know, I read somewhere your comfort zone is beautiful, but nothing ever grows there. And I felt that line in my bones because honestly, I have been there too. I have said I'll start from Monday. I have said it's okay, I'll skip just one day of practice. I have said I'm too tired, too old, too behind. But here is the truth. Comfort feels safe. But safety, when overdone, turns into stagnation. It's like sitting in lukewarm water. At first, it's nice, relaxing, but stay there too long and you start to shrivel. And that's what's happening to so many of us. We are not failing, we are just not moving. We are alive but not awake. Let me give you a small example. Imagine a plant. If you keep it in a closed room, no sunlight, no fresh air, no change, it might survive for a while, but will it grow? Now think about yourself. Are you surviving in comfort or growing in discomfort? Because, my friend, growth is uncomfortable, always. It's uncomfortable to speak in English when you're not confident. It's uncomfortable to wake up early when you have slept late. It's uncomfortable to say no to that second slice of cake. And it's uncomfortable to sit alone with your thoughts instead of scrolling reels. But it's also necessary. Comfort says you're fine as you are. Growth says you're capable of becoming more. So, what will you choose? Comfort or courage? Because I'll tell you a secret. No one ever looked back at their life and said, I'm so glad I stayed comfortable. They say, I'm glad I took that risk. I'm glad I tried even though I was scared. I'm glad I didn't give up on myself. Let me tell you something personal. When I first started speaking into this mic, I was nervous. Will people listen? Will they judge me? Will my words matter? But I did it anyway. Not because I was confident, but because I was ready to grow. And you, dear listener, you are here today listening in English. That means you are ready too. Maybe a little afraid, maybe a little unsure, but ready. Now, let's go a little deeper. Let's talk about why comfort is addictive. Yes, addictive. Not in the same way as cigarettes or sugar, but slowly, silently, comfort begins to control us. Let me explain. Have you ever felt this? You finally get 30 free minutes in your day. You think, let me use this time to read something, maybe revise a few English phrases I learned, or go for a short walk. But instead, your hand automatically picks up the phone. Instagram, Reels, scroll. Suddenly, 30 minutes are gone. And you feel worse, tired, guilty, behind. But you do it again the next day. Why? Because it's easy, because it feels like rest, even when it's not. You see, The brain loves things that are easy, familiar, instant, and comfort gives us all three. But here is the catch: what's easy now becomes harder later. What's comfort now becomes costly later. Let me give you a few examples. You skip your morning walk because it's cold outside. Feels good now, but later your body feels stiff, slow, heavy. You avoid speaking in English because you are shy. Feels safe now, but later you regret missing your chance. You watch one more episode instead of sleeping. Feels relaxing now, but the next morning you are a zombie. Comfort doesn't always look like laziness. Sometimes it looks like self care, but it's actually self sabotage. And here is where it gets deep. Comfort can also come from avoiding change. Have you ever said these things to yourself? This is just how I am. I have never been good at this. It's too late for me to try now. People will laugh if I mess up. That voice, that's not the real you. That's the comfortable you. The one who wants to avoid risk, avoid failure, avoid discomfort. But guess what? Discomfort is not the enemy. Discomfort is where the magic lives. It's the gym for your courage. It's the test for your patience. It's the workshop for your growth. I'll tell you a short story. There was once a baby elephant. When it was small, it was tied with a rope. No matter how much it pulled, it couldn't break free. So it stopped trying. Years passed, the elephant grew huge, strong, powerful enough to break that same rope, but it never tried again. Why? Because it was comfortable with the idea that I can't. Dear listener, maybe you are also stuck with an old belief like that. I can't speak fluently, I can't be consistent, I can't learn new things at this age. But I promise you, you can. You're not weak, you're just comfortable, and that's fixable. Here is what helps. Start choosing tiny discomforts every day. Choose the harder but better thing once a day. Speak one English sentence in public. Walk when you want to scroll. Wake up when your mind says snooze. Say yes before you feel ready. You don't need to become a different person. You just need to disobey comfort a little. Now, let's talk about something that might sound strange. Comfort slowly eats away at your confidence. Yes, confidence. Not all at once, not loudly, but gently, silently, consistently. Let me ask you something. Have you ever avoided something uncomfortable and then later felt disappointed in yourself? Maybe you skipped your English speaking practice. Maybe you postponed that phone call. Maybe you wanted to post a video and then didn't. You didn't fail, you just avoided. And later, a voice inside said, "Why didn't I try?" That voice, it's your confidence shrinking. Because confidence doesn't come from being good at something. It comes from doing it even when you are not. You don't build confidence by staying safe. You build it by saying, I showed up anyway. I was scared, but I tried. I failed, but I didn't hide. You see, comfort removes the opportunity to surprise yourself. And nothing boosts confidence more than surprising yourself. Imagine speaking in a meeting for the first time and realizing, oh, I didn't die. Or trying something new and someone says, oh, I like that. Even if no one says it, you know it. And that's enough. Let me tell you about something I called the Netflix sadness. Have you ever had a lazy Sunday? You lay in bed, watched 3 movies, ordered food, stayed in pajamas. At first, it feels amazing. But by evening, you start to feel sad, empty, a little guilty. You didn't work, you didn't grow, you were resting. But now you feel restless. That's what happens when we overconsume comfort. It feels like happiness, but it leaves us empty. Now, don't get me wrong, rest is important, we all need it, but there is a difference between rest and escape. Rest is intentional, escape is emotional. Rest says, I'll pause today so I can come back stronger tomorrow. Escape says, I don't want to deal with this, so let me hide. The more we escape, the smaller we become inside. And small people don't dream big. They scroll, they compare, they give up. But guess what? You were not born to be small, you were born with fire. Even if life has dimmed you, that fire is still there. It just needs air. Discomfort is that air. Let me share a story. There was a girl who wanted to speak English fluently. But every time she opened her mouth, people corrected her, laughed, interrupted. So she stopped speaking. Years passed. She only listened, only watched, never tried again. One day she told herself, I'll just say one sentence per day, no matter what. The first time her voice shook. The second time she forgot a word. The third time someone said, Your English is improving. She didn't become confident first. She became uncomfortable first. Dear listener, you're capable of so much more than your comfort allows. And I say this with love. Comfort doesn't want your success. It just wants you to stay still. But your soul wants movement. It wants the awkwardness of trying, the thrill of effort, the light that comes after fear. So, we have talked about how comfort feels cozy but slowly shrinks you. How discomfort, though scary, is where real growth happens. And now, before we part ways today, I want to offer you two final things: a loving letter to your future self, a 7-day discomfort challenge, gentle, doable, powerful. Let's start with the letter. Dear future me, thank you. Thank you for not giving up on me. Thank you for getting up that day when it felt easier to quit. Thank you for choosing the walk instead of the scroll, the conversation instead of silence, the awkward try instead of the perfect nothing. I know it wasn't easy. I know you were scared, tired, maybe even lonely, but you showed up. You spoke that one sentence in English even when your voice shook. You recorded that video, you went for that walk, you woke up a little earlier. You made choices that your comfort hated, but your soul needed. And today, I'm standing stronger because of you. You didn't need to be perfect, you just needed to be brave for a few minutes longer than your fear. And that was enough. I'm proud of you. Thank you for believing we could grow. With love, me but freer, me but brighter. Take a moment, let that sink in, because sometimes we wait for others to encourage us. But the truth is, you are your own biggest turning point. But before we go, here is something small, a gift, a challenge: the 7-day discomfort challenge. Each day, do one small thing that feels uncomfortable but good for you. It could be: Day 1, speak one full sentence in English, even if it's just to yourself in the mirror. Day 2, wake up 15 minutes earlier and do nothing but sit with your thoughts. Day 3, say no to one thing that drains your energy. Day 4, walk without your phone, just you and the world. Day 5, try something you have been avoiding: a call, a message, a video. Day 6, compliment someone, speak kind words out loud. Day 7, sit in silence for 10 minutes, no phone, just you. It's not a punishment, it's a reconnection with the part of you that's been waiting to grow. You don't need to change your whole life overnight. You just need to take one uncomfortable step each day. And soon, discomfort won't scare you, it will strengthen you. Dear listener, thank you for spending this hour with me, for sitting in this gentle discomfort, for being honest about your comfort zone and ready to move beyond it. You're not lazy, you're not lost, you are just a little too comfortable. And that, my friend, is fixable. So go on, say the scary sentence, take the awkward first step. Let your future self say thank you. This is your host Sunita Rawat signing off with one simple truth. Comfort is killing who you could become, but you're not going to let that happen.